Why are you selling your home the same way everyone else always has? My friend Earl Nightingale has a question for you. And I'm going to have to find it. Give me 1 second. Here it is.
Rollo May, the distinguished psychiatrist, wrote a wonderful book called Man's Search for Himself. And in this book, he says, the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice. It is conformity. And there you have the trouble today. It's conformity. People acting like everyone else without knowing why, without knowing where they're going. Now think of it. In America right now, there are over 18 million people 65 years of age and older. And most of them are broke. They're dependent on someone else for life's necessities.
So what he just said was the opposite of courage in our society isn't cowardice. It's not being afraid. It's conformity. Because you're too afraid to actually ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. There's a survey that was put out, and they interviewed 20 people, and 19 out of 20 people had no idea why they woke up, put their boots on, and went to work. They just did it because everybody else did it. So I always ask the question, why are you selling your house the same way everyone else always has? Is there a reason you're using the sign you're using or the photos you're using? Is there a reason you're doing it the way you're doing it? Or are you just doing it that way because everyone else always has? Well, that's something to think about. And let me share with you what is a little bit different than anybody else. Let me share with you how I like to sell homes. So I come right here. Oh, right, this is weird. Let me stop sharing that. This is what I'd like to share with you. This home was on the market traditionally for about 6 months. No offers, no showings, no interest. And by the way, the seller had 2 mortgages at this point. What was he going to do? Well, the only thing he could do is lower his price to try and drive these buyers to take action and show up or put an offer in. He lowered his price $250,000, $250,000. Still had no showings, no offers, and no interest. So what did we do? It's simple. We defined a timeline that the property was going to sell on to the best and highest offer. Right here you can see the auction began and the event's going to close. So everybody knows what the timeline is. Everyone has the same ideals and the same, opportunity, I'll call it. In addition to that, we created a transparent bidding arena for the buyers to compete against each other on. So you can see there's different bidder numbers coming in, and you can also see the number or the amount that they're offering. So what's that do is it creates transparency or exposes the hand, so the buyers are no longer operating in a blind fashion where they miss out on their dream home over $500, or they pay an extra $50,000 and they're upset. This makes everybody happy because it gives them the opportunity to increase their initial thought value on the home while they're competing against the actual market rather than negotiating against the seller, which tends to go down. What's the third and best part about this program? It's the control, because there's terms right here. Like if the property doesn't meet the reserve, the seller can accept or reject the high bid. Proof of funds or pre-qualification letter has to be submitted when registering. The winning bidder has to deposit $20,000 of non-refundable monies to the designated title company. The property closes within 45 days or less, and all of the due diligence is to be completed prior to the auction. What's that tell you? That tells you the seller has complete control, gets to dictate what happens with this property. All of the buyers are competing on the same platform, the same floor, the same terms, and now you get to define the actual market value with a message that's too good for the market to ignore. It drives the buyers to show up. It forces them to get into the competition. And that is how you can dictate, determine, and submit the actual market value of your property while you compete up, opposed to negotiating down. Go to maxsellingprice.com and I can talk to you specifically about your home after you watch my short video and then schedule a call with me. Fair enough? Have a good day.